What it's up today? It's gonna be a cold day. This weather is insane, but this is part 2 on this tanker here. All right, we're underneath the truck. If you guys haven't seen my first video talking about how to remove the chamber or what to do, please go check it out on my first part 1 of the video. This is part 2. Remember, part 2. All right, so if you remember, we got this loose. I didn't took it out completely out. I have it marked because this is original. There's no marking. I already know which one it is, but I'm just taking it off, and it's always good to mark your stuff. So we're just gonna take these lines off, unscrew these nuts off, like they're hand tightened that I put the other day ago. Let's take this off and bring it back inside the shop. All right, everything is loose. Move this light out of the way and it should come right off. Nope, it did not come right off because it got jammed. Alright, let's bring this back into the shop. Alright, let's see if we can walk through this door here. The garage door, I meant. Alright, it's cold outside and it's kind of warmer inside of the garage. Alright, we're at my station. This is my station. You're gonna take the clevis off. We gotta loosen up the nut first to the left or right, whichever side this is facing, and then we can loosen this up. But we have a torch here just in case it don't come out. If it doesn't work, then we got the bigger torch, heat it up. Alright, let me put this on the vise. Alright, it's at the vise. Let's see if this comes off. Nope. Putting all my weight on it. Nope. Alright, that's why we brought the torch. Heat it up. Running out of gas, man. We might have to get a new tank. Alright, let's see what happens. Oh wow, you can move the whole thing. Get it loose. Quick. Before it dries up. Oh, there we go. The pipe is loose. That's the part what we need. But the other one comes with a nut right there. Yeah, this thing got hot quick. Frick. Frickin' hell. Frickin' hell, man. A frickin' hell. Alright, there you have it. Now, see how these are lined up? Right? Lined up with this. This one isn't. You see? It's not lined up. Side to side is in the top. This is all straight across. So what we have to do is loosen this clamp up and spin it over so we can line it up, guys. Alright, let's switch this thing back, get this loose, and spin it around. Alright, I have this in the vise so you guys can see. This side you cannot remove. This is what the big spring is located. That's what the caging bolt cages the spring together. This side, this is what that as I said before in the previous video, it was like a pancake or something, like a rubber bowl that sits up here. And there's a spring up here as well, but and thick as this side. As you get to this side, you see how you can move it easy. Now I've been taught a trick on the way how people just leave this behind and replace the back piece of the chamber, not realizing that some of the front pieces, they get rusty and everything. So if you see that it was replaced and this wasn't and it broke off, it's gonna be a bitch to remove. It's gonna be an itch to remove because this is like a stud. So just change the whole thing. Stop doing half-ass job like some people do. So the trick that I've been told, when you pull on this, you could clamp it with a vice grip. When you pull on it, then it will be a lot easier to spin around. Let me get the vice grip and get this clamp up in place. Alright, simple as that. I just pull with one hand and clamped it with the other hand. Hopefully it doesn't slide off. Hopefully that stays in place. Alright, now we got the 14 mil or 13, 14. Loosen up either one side and we go twist it by hand, aligning it with where the airlines go. We're gonna remove it off the vise real quick. Alright, just like so. It's loose. So as you see, guys, please do not attempt to cut this side off. If you see it like this with no clamps, don't even touch it. Don't even cut anything off. It's not worth risking your life for it. And some people say, oh, I've done it. Good for you. But don't be a bad influence. Don't do it. You see this? This is the only side you could take apart. As long as you clamp this side, it's this tiny spring. You might get pinched or hurt a little bit, but this side will kill you. All right, let's get a bar. See what happens if I could twist it. Frick. All right, let me. It's loose. It spins, but I gotta be leveled. Off camera. Snap. I said off camera. What are you looking at? Curse you! Alright, let's tighten it up and see what happens. Let's get the drill, the impact gun. I'll be right back. Alright, got the drill gun. Alright. Watch how this thing goes down quick. To the ground. Wasn't supposed to happen. But nothing's never easy. Nothing ever goes to plan. Even though you clamp the snack out of it, it still wibbles. Wibble, wobble, wobble, wobble. Wibble, wobble, wobble. Alright. Alright, now we got this aligned. This is put. This is loose already. Always keep the nut first. In case you have to cut it, don't cut it before, cut it after. But make sure the nut is all the way in the bottom before you cut it after the rod, the nut. Because once you cut it, you take the nut off, it will fix the threads back up for you. Alright. I mean, it looks like the same. It is the same. I'm not really sure. But let's get the measuring tape, measure from here to the top, and then measure from here to the top. And then if it's too long or too short, if it's too short, we leave it as is. If it's too long, we gotta make it look like that side. Alright, let me get the measuring tape. You can see the measurement. I'm assuming that's 8 1/4. If I'm wrong, guys, let me know. And this is shorter. This is 8 inches. If I'm wrong, let me know. So it's a little bit shorter, so we're gonna leave it as is. We're gonna get this clevis. We're gonna see if it screws in. Just like so. It disappeared on me. Alright, we screw it on. And on the other one, there was a little bit of the rod sticking out. Just like so. Then we can leave it like that. Let's do one more spin just in case. Just like that. Yeah, that sounds about right. Alright, then you nut this towards the clevis. You screw this to the clevis. I think it was aligned with this. So don't tighten it right away because you might have to adjust this anyways with the slack. Slack goes in here. Once it's in there and you put the pin, then you could tighten the snap out of this. Make sure it's really tight and doesn't come off. Because vibration and over time it will start loosening up, and then your slack will go gling, and then your brakes will lock up, or your brakes don't work at all. Alright, we should be ready to install this. I'll meet you guys outside. Alright guys, we're back at the trailer. And it just got windy-er. Windy-er. I hate the wind. Alright, so first things first, we take these nuts out of here. I mean, it's not heavy, it's awkward. Now we make sure we got the one on the top and one in the bottom. Like so. We put the washers in. We put these nuts back in here. And we put this one over here. Alright, give me 1 second, guys. There's a person here. Alright, then we pull these caps out of here. Should have done that first. Put this here. Save these. It will come in handy in other things. Try not to break them. I have a whole bunch of them because we end up using it and then they end up going missing. But this is like caps they just put on, but it could work to stop other stuff. Trust me, it will come in handy. Alright, now we got this thread seal here. It's like silicone, but it's more like Teflon. Teflon tape. Just screw. You put a little bit. On the line, threads, on the threads only. Good thing. These lines. That line, see, on the threads. Always make sure you put these lines where they actually go, or you're gonna end up messing something up. Thank God it never happened to me, but let me get these lines up and tight. Make sure make sure there's nothing behind here, because I've seen people tighten chamber up and always leaving the ABS wire behind it, and they get a cramp and then the light turns on. Alright, let me put these lines up in place. Let's go tighten this up. Let's put these pins back where they belong, which I put on top of the brake, and then tighten this up, and then we go mess with we start slacking on. Alright guys, give me a few. Need a deeper socket. Let's get what we can. Alright, let's tighten this back nut here. Good, tight, really tight, so it doesn't come off. Alright, I put new pins here. These the pins. These ones. Always make sure you twist them on how they belong. Works better with a needle nose. We'll make them as in a cute little bow. Alright, let's do the same thing on this side. I gotta go back in the shop to get a deep weld socket to finish tightening this thing up. And then we gotta hook up the truck back up to release the air to adjust the shoes. Alright, just finished up the tightening the nuts on the chamber. Let's crawl out of here. I got my tools prepped to do the adjustment. You can still do the adjustment because it's caged, but I always do that when the airs are released just to double make sure everything is proper. Alright, I have this here. Don't have to keep it there. When you release the brakes, you have enough movement to unscrew these by hand and take it off, but always put this one back, which it goes somewhere in this little pipe here. That's in case something happens on the road, they need to cage it. They have the bolt right there, right on the chamber. Alright, my boss just informed me we got the inline fuel filter for the pony motor and the air filter. So let's go pick it up, get that done, and write an oil sticker on it, get the truck, release this chamber, adjust the shoes properly, and we should be all good to go. And then we're wait, we have a leak. There's still a lot of stuff to do. It's cold outside. Alright, let's go finish the pony motor. Alright, got the truck up and running, letting it warm up a bit. Got the air filter. Let's remove the air filter from the pony motor. Just like so. Latch here, latch there, latch there. Pops out. Get this out of the way. Jam it in there. Make sure you clean the rubber exhaust here for the dust. Put the cap back on. Boom. Alright, the inline filter. Here it is. Take the flathead screwdriver, get these clamps out of the way, quickly put the other one inside the line. Now when you change, I already changed it, but when you change it, follow the arrow. That's where the fuel goes in, that's how the fuel comes out. This is the pump. Pumps the fuel from the tank, which is on the other side, in here, and it comes out this way. And that's how it's done. That's how it goes out. The fuel. Pretty old. It's due for a fuel. It was due for a service. Alright. Now let's start the machine up and see. We're gonna start the machine up, let the pump the fuel inside for a little bit, and as that's happening, let's take the truck and hook it up to tank. Alright, let's move the truck out of the way. I hate this cold weather. Alright, line it up with the trailer. Not even close. Forward. Hopefully locks up that way. There you go. Lock it up in place. Move it forward. Back, once you lock it up in place, you go back and you go forward to make sure it's left completely. All right, let's hook up the lines back where they belong, hook everything together. All right, got the whole truck hooked up, everything lashed up in place. Gotta lift up the landing gear in a bit. Let's turn this on and see if it starts right away. Crumble this up. Now we have to tighten this. It's leaking oil. It's probably loose, probably tight, probably they put it wrong. I don't know, but this was replaced from a different company. We might have to tighten them up. See if it stopped leaking. Alright, machine starts. Rider works. Lights work. Beacon flashing and the lights are working. Alright, we gotta put an oil sticker on it. What else do we have to do? Oh, we gotta adjust the chamber. Make sure that's properly adjusted. Alright, we're underneath the truck. Oh no, it's already loose. Release that. And twist it over. It's just a lock. You can see in there. Put it in there. And then you twist it to lock it in place. Alright, it seems to be okay. It's adjusted quick. What the heck is what the heck? Crawl back underneath. Put your slacking stools. Goes up here. Wrong way. You close them tight until you can't spin it no more. And you flick it and you do a quarter turn. Just like that. Take this off. Be sure it locks in place. And then it gives it that little tiny. You should be able to put a paper in here. That should be good. Everything looks good. Everything looks okay. Let's get the heck from underneath under here and put this caging bolt where it belongs. Alright, I got my adjustable. Let's check if these are loose. Right now, could be. Let's try the new one. See if we can find a good angle. Yeah, it was loose. Yeah, that one's loose. Let me tighten it up. It's in a weird spot. I don't want the camera to fall in the water, even though it's waterproof. I don't want to take that chance. I can't get it with the wrench. There's no movement to get it tight. But I did tighten up this one here, it's the same hose. It was loose as well, it was dripping. So let me get the actual wrench or a crow's foot. I think a crow foot will work better. Let me get a crow foot. Alright, got the crow's foot. Guys, does that look like a crow foot? That's what people call it, and that's what it's known for, a crow's foot. I don't know what crow they be looking at. That's a crow's foot. Nowhere near close on a crow's foot. It looks like a camel toe or a claw, but a crow's foot. People are ridiculous coming up with names. Alright, let's put this jaws here and spin it. As you can see, I got all the angles now, and tighten it up. Alright, got the oil sticker updated. Put it in here like so. Close this, and boom, truck is done. Shit, no, forgot about the stupid chain. They're complaining about the chain that is too flappy. Oh man, God forbid it's a little too floppy. Should be something quite so simple. I'm just gonna loosen these 4 bolts up and then move it upwards, and hopefully that should be good enough. And this whole trailer tank is done, and that should be it. Alright folks, thank you for watching Bees Canic. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.